just without any further ado, as it's 7:10 already, I would like to welcome Miss Ramesh Rajni with us. She is really experienced speaker and have a lot of experience in the corporate world. Uh, yes, as you can see, there are a lot of achievements. As I've already introduced you all beforehand, she is active community builder, cloud certified mentor for NOSCOM, and keynote speaker in a lot of events, and is a Google Women Tech Maker Ambassador as well. That is like a prestigious role offered by Google. So we are really honored to have Rajni ma'am here with us. And now she'll be speaking on the exciting topic like how to deal with FOMO, burnout, and imposter syndrome. In this fast-paced world, we often feel like drained up or like people are doing way better than us. And this imposter syndrome, then from that we are suffering from. So now we'll see how Rishni ma'am can share her valuable insights. So without any further, ma'am, I would like to welcome you.
Thank you, Manik. Thank you, team, for having me here. So hopefully all of you have had the tea break or got hydrated. So let's get going. You quickly share my screen, and I just want to keep this as interactive possible. I got to see the chat window messages all floating around, so we can get going. Um, this is a topic which is not that much discussed, and thank you for bringing this out because technically we can learn a lot, right? We have a lot of platforms to scale up and all, but most of the time this is a topic which is like, you keep it for yourself, feeling that what will the other person think, uh, how will my relationship go if at all I let someone know about what I'm going through and all. So this is a topic very close to my heart, and when Manik mentioned that this is what is the topic, and would your calendar be free, I just said okay, because whatever forums possible, I always love to speak about this. So I just thought I'll create a few questionnaires, but before that, I thought maybe I'll just ask in the chat itself. Is my desktop shared? You're able to see my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am. Your
Okay,
screen is
sure.
visible.
So I just want to keep it very interactive if possible. When was the last time you had some burnout or FOMO or anything imposter syndrome? If you want to quickly share with me. But before that, let me quickly go through the agenda. This is what I had planned. Though it is a little bit just a visual way, so that you'll be able to remember things. But then I'm making it as much as conversation driven. Okay, so for any topic I always go with the why, what, and how, or even the when part, I've just added it here. And I'll this is already done, so I'll just skip this part for now. Now, why am I specifically mentioning this on slide is, when we have a current role to play, and then we have our own life and then our own job. Beyond that, when you are getting into multiple things, I have been there. I have got into a lot of FOMO at times, and then some kind of burnout. Feel like I'm totally exhausted. Should I give up this role, kind of thing? So we'll see. Maybe as and when possible, I'll give you some incidents that has happened in my life, and then how I overcame that. Right. So let me see if you can answer this question on the chat. After the advent of AI, yeah, that's there. Burnout today, FOMO every day. Okay, thanks, Manik. Yeah. So when was the last time? I mean, any incident that you felt like this was because of this, I had a FOMO or I had a burnout. Maybe you didn't realize that you had a burnout, but something like that. Maybe you want to share something on the chat. How much time do I have, Manik? Till what time is my session?
We have like, ma'am, per session fixed time. So your is till 7:45.
7:45. Okay, half an hour. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So just keep it very light, very conversational. If you want to things where you felt like I'm going through this, but I was not having anyone to speak about, you can put it on the chat. I will just even if you don't want to put it on the chat, just try to observe yourself for your last 1 week. In the last 1 week, I think itself you have gone through all of these. Even today, I have a cousin's wedding, and then there was a lot of practice that's going on, and then I had the session. I had a couple of events I was invited for. At time, when I came back home, I felt like, okay, am I taking too much? But this was something which was very close to my heart. I said, okay, let me complete this and then take rest. Right? So this happens every now and then. It keeps going. I want you to figure out, at least in the last 1 week, right? We will just do some kind of brainstorming activity. Write down at least one thing where you felt like because this I went into FOMO, right? And maybe in this scenario, I had gone through some imposter syndrome, or when I'm taking up this task, I had a burnout. Burnout as in, what is the emotional stress that you go through, or a mental stress, or a physical stress that you go through. So that's what
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am. So I would like to answer the burnout question you asked. Can I?
Yes, Bhagavati,
Okay,
please.
so I have been feeling a burnout for the past 2 weeks, to be frank. 2 weeks before, I attended a cousin's wedding again, outstation, and I took like 3 to 4 weeks break from college. And once I came back, it was like I was loaded, I was piled up with assignments, I was piled up with work, and I'm still feeling burnt out. Like I didn't even have a time to relax for the past 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm still piled up with work. And that's this one. I've been feeling burnout continuously for the past 2 weeks.
So one thing, you had a cousin's wedding, and then the assignments are still piled up. So is there something that you could have done better even before going on leave? Maybe some of the delegation that you could have tried delegating to your any work, which, I mean, assignments, of course, for college and all, you will have to
Maybe
do
I
it
could
yourself.
have not before going for the event, but after coming from the event, I could have. I feel I could have managed my time a bit better, because the initial days after coming, from the event, I prioritized a bit too much of my. I was like sleeping continuously for 1 week.
No, body,
I
sometimes
couldn't.
when you need rest, that will also
Yeah,
demand
but
saying,
I
I need
feel.
rest. Yeah.
But I feel I could have done that thing better, and I'm still regretting on why didn't I do that the first week. But yeah,
Yeah.
that is my burnout story, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Bhagwati. So, a lot of time when we reflect upon our choices that we have made, I think that will have the answer with us. It's just that we need to have some nudge from someone so that you come out of that situation. I think Toshika also has mentioned, whenever I open YouTube, I see people posting either roadmap, some fan story, and as well as LinkedIn too. So it stays in my mind every time I open. It gets me alerted and imposter feeling. Yeah, so this is something which we have. But you know what? I'll just tell you one basic thing. Ultimately, in life, what matters. So maybe after that, you'll be able to realize that these over a period of time. I'm in my 40s, and I know what are the things that I've wasted much thinking about. We shouldn't, at least in my earlier 20s, I want to share that to my younger self, right? So maybe I'll just share it with you all. Ananya says juggling with responsibilities, trying to cope up with standards like good resume, grades. Okay. Taking up company online assessment. Yeah, so that's something which you always feel stressed about. That's there. Whenever my friends are discussing about the movies they watched in the holiday, you feel FOMO. All right. LinkedIn gives me the FOMO every day, and burnout has become my buddy now. Okay. So, Manik, I think you'll have to figure out, in your calendar how you'll have to take that out. Balancing classes, extracurricular activities, personal things. All right. Okay. So it's a fact that we all have been going through this, but the idea here is, this brainstorming activity, you do it for yourself, right? So what is it that you are going through as a FOMO in last 1 week, or some of the imposter syndrome that you have been. Imposter syndrome is most of the time, we feel that we have achieved something, but we don't want to acknowledge that, saying it was our contribution. It happened due to luck, or sometimes we feel that no, this was just something turned out to be great, so it was not my efforts, kind of thing. So you always talk negative about yourself. So that's your imposter syndrome sometimes. And then burnout, you just even after the session also, you can do this activity, but to get started, at least just list out one in each of these. All right. Now, this is something which I didn't realize early on in my career, right? I was just going wherever, if you have seen that Spotify ad. How many of you have seen that Spotify ad? Spotify ad which says that, there's a person walking, and then someone will just hit him, and then he'll just get the other way, right? It's a very beautiful ad. I don't know if I can just show it here. And he just walks in a little bit further, and someone from the right comes in, and then he pushes it that way. So he's trying to, move the other side. So in life, if you just reflect upon, a lot of time we feel that, okay, there's something posted on YouTube, or there's something posted on LinkedIn. Oh, I keep reflecting, okay, what am I doing? Should I start podcast? Should I do something else like that, right? Or should I build up website? So I'm good at something, but I will also think that, okay, maybe because he's doing or she's doing, I will have a better career there, right? A lot of times we have the self-doubt saying, am I doing right? Or should I get into the path of someone else, right? So that's always there. So, most of the times, if you can just reflect upon your life, because a lot of times self reflection and internalizing whatever is your purpose of life, right? So, that makes it a little more easier. And if you can read this out, right? So, this is a Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And a lot of times, your basic psychological needs is something which you need to keep in mind. And if that is sorted for your life, you go a little higher, in terms of the safety and security needs, where you want to think about the stability of income. So at this point in time, if you have girls of age 18 to 22, is what Manik mentioned. So most of the time, if you're in that age, your physical psychological needs are met through your parents, right? So parents are helping you with the food, clothing, shelter, and all that. So that is probably, it's taken care of, right? When you go a little above level, maybe you want to get into a job. That will be the security needs. Okay, I've got into degree, so immediately I'll have to land up in a job. Now, the moment you don't get through the interviews and all, you will feel that insecurity. So that is a lot of time you feel that, okay, I'm fear, that fear of missing out will come into picture. Or maybe because she or he got it, I'm yet to get it. So what is missing in my resume, or what is missing in my profile? And also you'll start getting into that insecurity kind of thing. But try to understand that what is it that you can do better there, right? Where that part of the need is taken care. And among all of these is the third one, which is like a bridge between the topmost life career goals thing, and then the bottommost one, right? So if you see the affiliation or the belongingness or the social needs, and this also sometimes, at least in your teenage layer of your life, you tend to get influenced by the peers more, right? He or she is wearing a particular kind of dress, so should I do? Or he's posting this, should I also get into that social media account? So anything of that sort. But to some extent, these are boundaries which you need to draw in for yourself, because a lot of times it can have a negative influence and it can have a positive influence as well, right? So that's the third one, which you need to be keeping it very, very stable. There's always a saying, right? If you tell me 5 of your friends, I'll know who you are, right? So figure out what is the friendship circle that you're looking at, what is the colleague circle that you're looking at, and if you're into some internship, or if you're into some kind of gigs that you're working on, so what is it that your friend circle is all about, right? So this is something which you need to keep in mind. And then comes your status, where you also self brand yourself. You're talking about what is your level in the organizations, or what is your level in colleges, or what is your level in general. So that is where you go for it. And then further down the line, I don't know which need layer we are into, but at least for me, the first 3 are all met. Now I'm into more of 4 and 5th layer that we are talking about. So what is the purpose of our life? That is where we are heading into, right? So I've just given individual examples and then some of the organization examples, so that you'll be able to relate maybe the basic salary, and then in future, even if I switch over my job, so what is it that I have, or any kind of cordial relationships that I need to establish. So once that is done, you're talking about, progression and promotions and all that. So at the layer of your college life, right? So college life, most of the time you will be worried much till the layer of status, right? Where am I getting placed in a proper company, or am I starting my own entrepreneurship journey? So is my startup doing well? So anything of that sort. So probably it will be till that layer, but beyond that is where you need to look at what is your purpose of life. Because just because someone is posting, it's not mandatory that you also would be there, right? Like Manik was mentioning that you start tweeting, and then the best tweet will get a prize or something. But I also for a second, to be very frank with you, I also for a second felt like, oh, I'm not that active on Twitter or X, whatever it is. But that is not my way of posting, right? My way is always a lengthier content, because I just want to share a lot of stuff with the world in a structured way. But tweets and X, anything that you want to put it there, it's a shorter form of messages. So it's okay. I mean, I'm not that active on Insta, I'm not that active on Twitter or X, which is completely okay. I don't have to feel that, okay, my colleague is doing very great there. But if you look at my LinkedIn profile, I'm comfortably okay. I started late, very late in my career. Even now I regret that, why I didn't know that this is such a powerful platform, right? But FOMO keeps existing. But once you know the purpose of your life, right? So where are we heading? So if you're able to understand that, so even if someone posts on Twitter and then it's just going good, there are so many followers and all, that will not bring you down at any given point of time, because you know what is your direction that you're heading into, right? So hopefully that you will be able to relate. So I'll just show you a video here. There's no audio for this; it's just the visuals. So just observe this. Video is visible, right? The bottle one, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me play this. I want you to just observe this video and tell me what is the reflection that you get out of this video. Okay. So this is again from the internet I just took, but I'm just trying to relate it to this scenario where how do you deal with any of these burnouts and all that, right? So let's play this. You just text me how many seconds it's taking. Once this is done, just put it up on the chat. The first one is done. Second one is done. And the third one is done, right? So let me come back to the chat and see if you're able to get that. Okay, first one is 15 seconds, second one is 8 seconds. Good, you're all active. The third one is 4.6 seconds something, right? Now it's the same bottle. It's the same water, same liquid, same conditions. But what changed in the second and the third one? Did you observe something there? First one was just emptying the bottle, which took 15 seconds. The second one was like he just shook the bottle and then emptied, and then it just came out, which took 8 minutes almost, 8 seconds almost. And then the third one was like he just put a straw inside and then it just got emptied. Yeah, catalyst is what I had mentioned in the title. The catalyst changes everything. So what is it that in this, at least in this scenario, what exactly happened there? I mean, there'll be a science behind it and all that. But what exactly, if you will be able to reflect upon this? Anyone who could reflect? Supporting environment, yes. The approach, yes. And I can just give away the answers, but I want you to think about it. So if you look at this, right, if imagine that water bottle, I mean, the bottle of water that we have inside, let's say bottle is us, and then all the emotions, all the feelings that we have is that water, right, that you have it there. The people or how much work we have with us, the more, the fast we drained up, okay, the pressure, okay, fine. So it's, if scientifically this whole thing is related to the pressure part, right? So how you can take the help, drain out everything that you have. So if you can understand that this whole bottle is us, and then the emotions and all that situations that is tied up inside the bottle, that's the water, right? And then you just want to let it go from you, right? Let it go from you, because a lot of time, if we don't have a friend to speak about, if we don't have a family member that can talk about all these issues, you don't have a supporting ecosystem where we talk about all this. You have seen so many cases where due to the stress and all that, people they are almost ending their life, but then all of a sudden they go, right? Or it could be something like you have been going through this, but you are not able to share it with the world outside, share it with the person whom you feel trustworthy, and then you'll be able to share. So if you look at all this, you can take up meditation, you can take up anything, just talking to a friend whom you trust and all that. But I just wanted to understand, in almost like 2 decades of experience that I have, so I just want to tell you that there are some secret catalysts which can help you. Anyway, these will be there. It's not going to leave you. FOMO will be there with you. Burnouts will be there with you at times. You will also feel like imposter syndrome is there with you. But how do you deal with this is what is the topic for the day, right? So I have felt, just summing up my own experience and my mentoring experience, it's always better to be living with catalysts, right? The catalyst can come in any form. It can come in the form of, like, you just stir the bottle and then you get all the water drained out, or you just insert a straw there and then you feel a little more faster that it comes, right? It is almost like double the speed it comes out, right? So identifying mentors, because a lot of time you feel like you're not going any direction, right? At times, at least in your career, early career, even before you get into jobs and all, a lot of times, especially with AI, someone pointed it out very correctly. Will I get a job, or will I be relevant to the company, or how much should I scale up quickly, especially in tech community? The more you learn something, and then the moment you are saying that, okay, I'm confident in this subject or I'm confident in this topic, there is a lot more things that is coming into the market, right? So what is it that you need to focus on? So that can also make you burnt out, because a lot of times, okay, I have enrolled for a course, I paid something on Udemy or say a Coursera or whatever it goes. It could be I just posted a certificate of completion, but then there's some other new thing which has come up in the market, right? A lot of times this happens. So it's always better to have right mentors around you. It could be in anything, not just in tech field. It could be anything in terms of your life aspect, or it could be in your health aspect. It's not like I am one person, I have one mentor. No, that doesn't work. In life, you may have, for life decisions, you might need some different kind of mentors. You be watchful around. There are a lot of platforms where you will be able to find such people. And then for your health, maybe you can have some other mentor kind of thing. So figure out what could be your mentor and what is your bandwidth that you will be able to figure out, and then the frequency match should happen. If you are into, let's say you are a person who want to go to gym, and then your mentor is not a person who will go to gym. He just he or she will be always focusing on doing a walk in the park and all, so the frequency doesn't match. So that kind of mentorship won't work, right? So your frequency should match. And then having a community to support is always important. And then the accountability partners, most of the time whatever we have it in brain will take more time than the actual work. How many of you felt this? I have put a to-do list and I keep saying that, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. So it keeps on going in your brain, but then lesser the time that, I mean, if you can just do it off, it will be hardly some 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But then you keep thinking that, okay, I have to do this work, I have to do this work. So keep that accountability partners. That's what I said it as accountability partners, saying, okay, maybe I have to launch something by next December. Right? Who will be your accountability partner who will keep you on tab saying, okay, are we progressing something towards it? Because usually when you're nearing November or October is where like, oh, I am stressed out, I wanted to do this, but I've not done that. right? During your exams also, during your interviews also. Is that something where you can just pair up and then make them as an accountability partner, right? If you can get into the habit of accountability partners now, going in the long run, you can also make the marriage also as a little bit better, where you will both will be able to do it as a accountability partner, right? So that is in terms of the people that you need to surround yourself with. And when it comes to process, a lot of times networking helps, because you don't know somewhere, at least one of the incident, I'll talk about that in next slide, where during the networking event is when I felt that, okay, I was an introvert, and how do I open up and then be whatever I am today. Okay. So during the process, you will have to be getting into self branding and some consistent actions towards all of these. Whatever you're going through, it's completely humane, right? It's not like we're not stones to just keep it for ourselves and then just stay there. It's always okay to speak up and then share it with others, right? So what are the kind of actions that I'm suggesting when you're looking for a catalyst? A lot of times um, we are used to saying this no. I don't know if it is an Indian culture, but then we feel like, okay, if we say no, what will the other person think? If we say no, maybe I'm losing out on a bigger opportunity. If we say no, I may not get anything further, because the word of mouth would go for, it says that, okay, she's not accepting anything, kind of thing. So don't assume anything more. If you're able to gauge your work, like I think who was mentioning, Bhagwati was mentioning, right? She's so many assignments, and then the cousin's wedding, and then there were a few more things lined up. So can you take off something from your plate, and then giving a assertive, polite no is still okay. It's not like I should not be saying no in my lifetime, right? So that is one. And then figure out some self-care action plan. If at all, let's say I'm completely tied up for the weekend, maybe is that possible that I can take an off tomorrow, right? So figure out what could be your self-care action plan, or I'm just skipping some of the travel plans there. So whatever works out for you. I cannot put you a bullet point saying, okay, do this, do this, do this, because a lot of times it's your own personal thing that you need to chalk out for yourself. And seeking help is not cheap. A lot of times we feel that, at least in my pregnancy time, I felt that, okay, I had a elder kid, and then I was pregnant, and then I was feeling that, okay, if at all I ask something for my mother-in-law to do this, I feel like I'll get into guilty mode, right? So I had been through all of these. Seeking help, which I later realized in my career, seeking help is not wrong, right? Whatever it could be, even for a smaller task. Maybe you want to create a website, maybe you want to help get your ATS friendly resume done. So it's okay, speak up, take the help, take the community help. Okay. And be watchful of your thoughts, because a lot of times the process is inside your brain matters a lot than whatever is the external world, right? At least for me, I use how many of you know this platform called ThinkRight? Anyone? I'm just trying to type it here. ThinkRight.me. It's a lot of positive affirmations. You just figure out. It's from BK Shivani. I'm not saying that follow her kind of thing, but a lot of times the positive affirmations, the kind of self talks that you do it for yourself throughout the day matters a lot. And I was mentioning about a networking event that I was part of it, right? So it's like Google's Women Tech Makers community. They have an I Am Remarkable workshop that I underwent, where they had asked me to write. We will do this exercise also if time permits, right? So it's like, if you can just pick up your phone or a paper that you have it in front of you, write what are you remarkable about, right? One thing in your personal life and one thing in your professional life. Can we do this activity quickly? We have another 8 minutes, possibly not even 8 minutes, 6 minutes.
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
I'm remarkable is so powerful. Yes, Shilpi. Yeah, thank you. So just write it for yourself. Just one line about what are you remarkable about. Put it up there. If you're comfortable.
Remarkable means, ma'am, can you please explain?
Okay, remarkable means I'm feeling good about myself for some reason, right? Let's say I'm remarkable because I'm able to manage my motherhood journey and my career, right? That's for personal life. If it is for professional life, maybe I'm just thinking that I'm remarkable because I'm able to scale up in the industry relevant certifications with cloud and AI. So that is remarkable. Or it could be anything as simple as I'm being kind. So that is also I'm remarkable. Just try writing it for yourself. Okay, I'm remarkable because I'm ambitious. Okay, great. Thanks, Ishita. Just one few 30 seconds is good enough. It's about yourself. So go ahead, write it. Done? I'm able to manage my college and build this valuable community that's helping so many people. That's great, Mani. Thank you. I'm remarkable because I'm great at connecting with people. Yeah, posting. Now, thank you. You're just making it attractive because I could make a career in IT and got the best opportunity. Good, good, good. Awesome. So, out of all the 25 people out there, and you're just trying to reach some 5 members, right? So, 5 members posted. Now, let's say out of 25 members, 5 members posted. What is from Renu? Okay, I didn't get to know what is from Anand posted. Now, do you think that whatever is there in my mind, will I be able to get to know what is it in their mind? No, right? The world will not know what is it about. So, a lot of times I just tell lots for I'm remarkable towards the end of the session. So a lot of times when we're going through these, right? So when you're going through FOMO or when we're going through any kind of burnouts, it is always self-retrospection that you need to think about. Why am I into this state? Should I move into the other state of my mind? Right? So a lot of have to get into this decision paralysis because we are stuck. Right? Should I post? Should I not post? Should I switch my company? Should I not switch my company? Or should I say, do I need to take up this offer or should I not? Right? A lot of times this decision dilemma will keep happening in our mind. So at times, a lot of things when you journal it out, right? This is a handy thing which I do because if you see, I have a musical journal for myself, right? So this is there. I have a official journal for myself, so this is there. So I am surrounded by books because a lot of times, if you keep it in mind, you will be too much. The weight gets too much there, so just put it up on the paper. It'll make it light. So whenever you are going through any kind of decision paralysis when we say we don't know what to do next, right? Or it just runs in the mind, but I'm not getting clarity in my life. So in such case, it's always better. You make this quadrant. What is your current state? What will be the future state if I take that action, right? In my current state, what is bad? If my future, I take this decision, what can be bad, right? I've just taken one example of switching the company. In case you want to take it for any other, I mean, this matrix holds good for anything in your life, right? So whenever you want to get into this, you got into this decision paralysis, it's always better you write it down. So I just have a couple of more things. The equation, the secret analysis that I mentioned. So now I'll just share this one bit on how do we do this, reduce the FOMO or reduce the burnout kind of thing. Most of the time it's you. This is based on the book from Gary, which is The Power of Strategic Influence. Because a lot of times we are worried about what will people think, what will I do if I get left out kind of thing. So you matter only in the first 3 circles next to you, right? So for you, let's say you are there, your immediate deliverables, maybe for your manager, maybe for your college lecturers, maybe for your assessment kind of thing. So that's the first level that you're thinking about. Add-ons are 3 key people are accountable for. So that's the first circle. Then next to that level, right? So level whom you know. So build your confidence, build your rapport to that level. And let's say I am Rajni, I report to one person. So that is my second level. That is reporting to someone, that's my third level, right? Anything beyond this is usually a circle of things which you don't need to really bother about, right? So we call this circle of influence, circle of so So try figuring it out whenever you get into that problem of, okay, I'm getting into food really matter to me. So figure out, are you in this, is that person or is that post or is that something that is 1, 2, 3? If no, leave it to 4 circle, which is not your circle of concern. Okay. So why I've given 12 to 15 is like figure out so 12, 3 people or 3 to 4 people in each of these circles. And these are the circle members which you need to be really getting influenced by, not beyond, right? So that's the idea here. So I'm just leaving this with a little bit of action goals that you need to take care of. Reflect on your goals, because if your purpose for life is very clear, you don't get bothered about what is happening in and around you, right? Too much of draining will not happen at your end, because you will get into potential mentors who can mentor you. You will build a community like this, which is very good, and then figure out who can be your accountability partners. Consistent actions that you need to take care of, and a lot of times your output may not be successful, but your worth is not defined by your output always, right? It's okay, sometimes you fail, sometimes you just learn from your experience, sometimes you give up on that particular project. That's completely fine, but then life moves on, right? And the I am remarkable that I mentioned, I'm just connecting it with this powerful statement where accomplishments don't speak for themselves, right? So you have to speak up for yourself. Whoever posted on the chat, I got to know what was their I'm remarkable moment, but whoever didn't, they didn't speak up for themselves, right? So we don't know what are their accomplishments. So it's always better you do that, you feel good about yourself and then speak up for yourself. So with that, I think I've taken a couple of more minutes.
No worries, ma'am. No worries.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll just share my QR code for the LinkedIn in case you want to connect. And any questions, if we have time, I'm open to take it up.
Okay, we can take questions to 50, send 50, then we'll be having a breakout room for your networking where you can talk with each other. Okay, ma'am?
Yeah.
So there is a question from Prithvi. How to decide ourselves definitely? I always take suggestions from others and make decisions only if I'm clear or if two things are equal. I say to parents, your decision is final. Is that good decision?
Okay. Prithvi, a lot of times, at least in this app, don't leave a parent's decision, because they rate from their understanding, right? It could be your career decision, it could be your marriage, it could be your studies or whatever it could be. Get like your parents is final is not a good option always, because you're just playing safe. Okay, whatever happens, I just blame my kid. So I did not recommend. Maybe open discussion, what are the pros and cons of that decision as a family, get into the decision, so that it's not like a blaming culture saying, okay, I got into this course because you said, now you see what is happening here. Or even if it's out really good, which is always okay, you are making yourself part of that decision, right? So always don't leave it to parents or your other partner or anyone. It's always your decision. Your choice is by choice, right? It's not by chance that you're making something. So that is something which I suggest, Prithvi. I don't know what is the scenario here, but because you brought in parent, I think that's my input here. Hopefully that helped. Yeah.
Okay, I believe that's the question. So thank you so much, Rajni ma'am, that you've come and shared your insights and have told our members how to deal with FOMO, burnout, and imposter syndrome. And your sharings are really valuable, ma'am.
Here, just in case anyone miss it out. So this is something which you can connect. And thank you for having me here. And all the best for the community members, and Vijay Lakshmi, Bhagwati, probably you are all part of the community, right? All the best for growing this community.